I'm the Messiah, and welcome to my show. I just finished taking a history exam that I was completely unprepared for. It was one of those exams that purposely tries to trick you into choosing the wrong answer. You know the kind. I mean, it was true or false, but it was set up in a way that made me believe that my teacher fucking hates me. Like, he sat at home trying to make the questions as confusing and suicide enticing as he possibly could. He used a play on words for the first 10, like, George Washington wasn't not the president who didn't like spending nothing. False. He wasn't the president who didn't not always spend nothing. The questions became progressively worse, too. So by the time I was on number 8, it was like, only tomato, fly, 3 cow, big boy are not the one to fly in boy pig fruit. True. I know that. I read it in chapter 4. I should moan in that situation, after I say true. Not because of frustration or anything, but only because I knew a kid who, he must have misplaced his girl's dildo up his ass, because he literally moans during conversations. If anyone ever makes a good point, he'll do one of two things. He'll either let out a soft moan, like, ugh, or he'd say true, followed by a ridiculously loud moan. So it sounded like this. True, ugh! So one day I'm walking down the hall, and I see a closed door. And behind this door I hear noises. I knew by the sound that it was Devin, because it's really not that hard to miss one of his convos. You could spot it from a mile away. So I opened the door to say hi, but to my surprise it wasn't Devin. It was a fucking orgy. Who else can say that they mistake the sound of 50 couples having hot, passionate sex for the sound of someone's conversation? Oh man, that kid was, it was hilarious, to say the least. I had actually a bunch of interesting friends over my life. Like, I took these 3 kids, we went on a fucking safari to Africa. It was expensive, but it was worth it. It was definitely a good time. So we go to Africa, and we're driving over all these bumps and fucking hitting our heads on the ceiling and shit like that, seeing elephants going by and lions that we think are gonna fucking bite our faces off. And they have to take a piss, and I don't, so I stop, and they get out, and they get surrounded by this tribe. And their eyes just grow wide, you know. These guys had spears, they had fucking knives, and they looked dangerous. So the tribe leader, I don't know how the fuck he spoke a word of English, but he goes up to my first friend, and now there was no place for them to run because they were surrounded. The leader goes up to my first friend, and he goes, death or boofoo boofoo? And my friend goes, well, fuck, I don't know what boofoo boofoo is, but I sure as hell know what death is, and I don't want that. So he goes, yeah, boofoo boofoo, whatever, you know. So the big fat chief gets a big smile on his face, he's all excited, takes my friend, bends him over, the whole fucking tribe drills him, okay? And he's left on the floor bleeding from his asshole or whatever, and I go to my second friend, and they're like, death or boofoo boofoo. My friend's like, fuck man, come on, yo, like, I want to die, but this boofoo boofoo shit, you know, fine, boofoo boofoo. Take him, bend him over, whole tribe, same fucking story, laying ground, asshole bleeding, whatever. They go to my third friend. Now this kid, he was tapped in the head, he was a crazy dude. They're like, death or boofoo boofoo. It's like, fuck you, boofoo boofoo. No one's putting anything in my ass. I choose death. Tribe leader's like, okay. Looks at his tribe. Starts speaking this fucking language. And it turns his attention back to him, and he's like, death by boofoo boofoo. So he got fucked to death. Isn't that some shit? Imagine that getting fucked to death. Damn. Yeah, well, that's all the time I have today. I hope you enjoyed my show. Email me with questions. I'll look them up and answer them for you. You can ask me anything you like. You can ask me if I'm gay, which I'm not, so fuck you. You can send me ideas for jokes, and I'll try to incorporate them, whatever. Subscribe, top, right above this little box, I hope. Subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.